Hello Mercurial mercenaries, this is one of those kind of time waster videos. Apart from I do have a topic, therefore it's more of a time... The Melon's just listed his order of Gears albums for 2017. Something that I was going to do, he's kind of taken that from me now. He's taken it from me, my mercenaries. Let me know if you still want me to do that. Tranquilvania asked a question a couple of videos ago. He said, Mercurial number 6, are you going to comment on the whole YouTube monetization thing? And I responded saying, around the time that happened, I was away doing other things. And I kind of missed the boat in terms of talking about it. And as every channel out there has jumped on that horse and ridden it home, talking about monetization for clicks, I didn't really want to get involved. But as I've announced this is the time waster, and the majority of you, and this will be touched on in this video, the majority of you will have already switched off, let's just talk about it. So grab yourself a coffee, because I've grabbed myself a coffee, and we'll just talk about, well, I'll just talk to you about the YouTube monetization thing. It's going to be a long drawn out affair, okay? So I warn you, long drawn out affair. But that's the sort of thing I do. That's the kind of guy I am. I'm a long drawn out affair. A long drawn out affair. So to sum up the recent change of YouTube policy, if you want to monetize your videos, and this is something, because if you're not a YouTube creator, you probably won't understand what I'm talking about, but we'll get onto all of this. It's a long drawn out affair. If you want to monetize your videos, you now need two things. You need 1,000 subscribers and you need 4,000 hours worth of views per year. That has got the smaller channels of the YouTube community up in arms. And it would be easy to dismiss people's fears, especially as I have way over 4,000 hours of views a year, and I now have over 1,000 subscribers, so it doesn't actually affect me. It would be easy to be dismissive, and some of the main commenters out there have been dismissive. So you've got two sides to it. You've got the people who are being a bit, don't worry about it, just carry on regardless, and the people who are genuinely in fear through personal reasons or through kind of the wider picture. And all I would say is, if you do consider the wider picture, is this another step towards YouTube getting rid of all these people out there just filming shit on their phones and posting it? If as a company owned by Google, if as the biggest video platform on the planet, you want to compete with Netflix and Amazon, you want to become a media entity, the biggest media entity, but you at least need to get your foot in the door to start off with, is it helpful to have to allow anyone out there to do this and put it out there on your platform? Imagine if Netflix let you do that. Imagine if I could film this now and just post it onto Netflix. So when you're scrolling through House of Cards, well actually not House of Cards anymore, when you're scrolling through The Punisher and Black Mirror, the Mercurial number 6 channels there, I don't think Netflix would like that. And I think because that's how YouTube started, and it's kind of YouTube's raison d'etre, they're kind of lumbered with it. But do they really want it? Do they really want it? Do they really want this? Or do they really want a kind of new form of YouTube TV where they get to dictate what happens? I think that's probably the long-term goal. And this is me being a bit of a naysayer here and a bit of a doom merchant. And this isn't the real purpose of this video, but I thought I'd just put it out there. I think the reason that people are worried is because it's likely, at least appears like a first step towards getting rid of smaller channels. So let's address some of the people who just say, carry on regardless, what are you worried about? They'll always say, what did you start your channel for? You really started it thinking you'd make money? Surely you started as a hobby. Well, I must admit, I've said this countless times now on some of my videos, going back 500 videos, but when people ask me why did I start this channel, and all the videos I've ever done are still out there, so you can go back to the first ones and see what was going on then. But why did I start this channel? Well, I've been a musician for, well, as long as I can remember really, but certainly since the early 90s. And I've released albums, and I've had levels different, with different setups, different bands, different levels of success. And it gets to the point, especially in this modern internet age, where people will tell you that there's good and bad with the new way forward of the music business. But we live in an oversaturated world now. So if you're into music, if you're into specific niches of music, there's stuff out there that caters for every taste musically, and there's billions of it. There's billions of bands out there. It is an oversaturated marketplace, and you can probably watch thousands of people talk about this subject on the internet. But I think the general consensus would be that it's practically impossible to make money now from music by just writing songs and recording songs and selling songs. You always get those out there who are, I would say, overly positive, overly optimistic. You'll get your Roberto Blakes who will say, no, just write a song, record a song, sell another song, sell another song. You can make money, but can you? And I started this channel because I thought I can at least find if there's another avenue of promotion. I think it's hard to even remember now. I think that's kind of why I started it. I switched. I got my Chromecast. I've told this story before. I got my Chromecast. I realised I could cast up to the telly, so I wasn't always confined to watching. Because in the past, I was never into YouTube because it was a computer thing. You had to be sitting at your computer, and I wasn't sitting at my computer. It was all Charlie pulled my finger and all that shit back what I remember of YouTube. But it did take just the ability to select a video on my phone and project it to the TV. And that's when I got into the likes of Rob Chapman and all the guitar channels. And I think that's when I was watching the pedal review, guitar pedal shit. And I thought I could do that. So if you look back through my early videos, that's the sort of thing I was doing. Badly. But we'll get onto that as well, because funny enough, well, we'll get onto that now. Why are any of my videos monetized? That's a decent question. There are a lot of people out there who make YouTube videos who don't monetize their channels at all. They don't care about money. Well, the only reason I monetize some of my videos, because you can choose which videos you monetize, and certainly most of my videos aren't monetized at all. But the only reason I started to monetize them was because I thought, surely YouTube, Google, are going to want to promote videos that people are monetizing, because they can then make money off the adverts. If you choose not to monetize a video, then YouTube has no real reason to try and push it. So I started to monetize some of my videos, thinking that they might just inflict themselves upon the world in a stronger way, in a stronger fashion. But that wasn't the case. I can't really say that my monetized videos did any better than my non-monetized videos. But some of those videos are out there. Those guitar pedal videos, the first ones I made, have earned the most views, and because they're monetized, the most money. There's an ABY pedal review out there that's still getting me like 1 penny a day. And I would posit a notion that they're also the oldest videos I've got. So therefore they do have the most likelihood of being the most viewed. But certainly when it comes to my videos, people definitely want to watch. People are definitely searching for informational stuff more than they are this kind of crap. So whereas this video will probably get about 80 views, 80, 90, maybe at its death, because it will die after about a day or two, it'll get to 100 views. Whereas I've got videos out there for like an ABY pedal, which is a guitar pedal thing, which has got like 40,000 views. So it's certainly the case that if you want to be successful with a YouTube channel, don't do this. Do something quantitative, something that someone's going to search for. You know, how do I press the button on the top of a pen? And do a video on that, because someone will search that term and they'll find it. And how much do people make from videos on YouTube? I think it's roughly $1 for every 1,000 views. So if that ABY pedal I was talking about has got 40,000 views, then theoretically that's earned me $40. It probably hasn't earned me that much, but that's the kind of ballpark figure. And in my entire time on YouTube so far, from my monetized videos, I've earned roughly $60, $60. So I'm certainly not in it for the money. Okay? So I had a little bit of success, specifically with guitar pedal videos in the early days, only for a few videos. But I strayed away from that subject for about 450 odd videos, and I stumbled across something new. And it's something new that I haven't really seen anyone else doing, but it's just putting records on and listening to them and talking over them. And that pisses some people off because they stumble upon my videos and I think they just want to hear the album. But that's not the point. The point is still that this whole channel is about promoting me. And like I was going to say before I wandered off the subject, the original intent of this channel was to promote me so that people would care about what I had to say and therefore might care about the music I had to make. Now, so far, that has failed completely. No one gives a shit about my music. But I stumbled across this idea of just putting records on and talking over them. And that has gained me kind of a new set of viewers because it's another thing that you can search. No one's going to search for, oh, I'd like to know what the Mercurial number 6's opinions are on monetization. No one's going to search that ever. But they might search Tam Impala Lonerism. They might search it. Or King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard, thank you Fishy Paw, Murder of the Universe. So people, I'm now able to do videos of tangible subjects that people want to hear about, want to watch. The downside is that although that gets me viewers and has got me subscribers, those people don't necessarily want to watch this sort of shit. In fact, it's not that they don't want to watch it, they just don't watch it. Now, but that doesn't make me angry because they are watching my Discover series. Thank you, Cesar Blues Guitar, for the name Discover. I can't remember what it means now, but I liked it at the time, Discover. And that's good. Being associated with a series of videos that people want to watch is a good thing. I'm a content creator, I'm a filmmaker basically, and I've stumbled across a series that people want to watch. Other people would have a whole separate channel for it. You got the Melon with the needle drop that he's got. When he does this sort of thing, he just puts it on his Anthony Fantano channel. He separates them off. I never wanted to do that. I wanted the Mercurial number 6 to encompass everything. It's Mercurial, for God's sake. It's in the title. I can do anything with this channel, and I do, and I will, and I'll continue to do it. But there is the myth of ease. People will say that what you do, I mean what I do, I'm talking about me now, when I say that is me, what you do is easy. All you do is switch a camera on, talk to it, and then upload it. That's bollocks. That's bollocks. Now, this isn't coal mining, this isn't a hard job to do this, but it's not the myth of ease. It's what you sacrifice to do this. Now, this sounds like violin. Like, I'm singing Give Me Sunshine. Give me sunshine in your smile. Give me laughter. I'm trying to do Romeo and Juliet. It's a bit high. I always start in too high a key. The myth of ease. It's going to sound like violins. That's what I was trying to say. But the myth of ease. These videos take a phenomenal amount of time and a phenomenal amount of money. Let's just take an example, right? Let's just pick one video, right? Let's pick the latest one that I did, which was Tim Impala's In a Speaker, okay? Let's just look at it this way, because look at it this way, right? I have to buy the album, okay? That's 25 quid to buy the album. I'm just doing all this up on the top of my head, so bear with me. 25 quid to buy the album, right? Then I have to listen to the album. So it takes me an hour of my time to listen to the album. And then to edit that hour, it's not just a case of recording for an hour and then uploading. I have to edit it. I could just record and upload, but I think the way to entice viewers and to keep viewers is to have a little bit going on in the visuals. Not in a video like this, but in kind of in your big videos. And I call the Discover series my big videos. You got to have something going on, a bit of editing, a bit of snap, a bit of wah-hey, a bit of, wah going on in it, yeah? So you'd think that it might take me a little bit of time, but just say it usually takes about, for me, some people will say it takes 3 times as long as the video took to record. For me, it's about 6 times. Maybe that's an exaggeration, but on the whole, if I listen to an album for an hour, I'll probably edit it for 6 hours. 3 hours to 6, between 3 and 6 hours I'll edit it, probably, right? So let's just say it's, let's be conservative. Let's include the hour of listening to it, right? So it's 6 hours of my time, right? So I've bought in a speaker for 25 quid, and then I've used 6 hours of my time to listen to it and edit the video, right? And let's charge myself something reasonable per hour, because I think I'm worth a fair amount per hour of my time. My time. If you were to hire me for my time, I'm worth a fair bit. But let's even be conservative with that, all right? With a small c. Let's be conservative, right? And this is being conservative. Just say I'm worth 20 quid an hour. You're going to go, bollocks, mate. You're not worth 20 quid an hour. I mean, let's be ultra conservative. And I don't agree with this, because I think I'm worth 20 quid an hour. Let's say I'm worth 10 quid an hour of my time. Let's say my time's worth 10 quid an hour. It's not. It's worth more than that. It's worth a lot more than that. 10 quid an hour. So that's 60 quid of my time, plus buying Tim Impala's in a speaker in the first place. So that's 60, 70, 80. That's 85 quid, right? And let's just assume that the 10 quid was conservative, and I might take a little bit longer in the edit, and bits and pieces do go wrong. So let's just call it around 100 quid. All right? And that's pretty fair, because, bear in mind, when I upload these videos, I think in a speaker, that video was about 20 gigs, that file size. It's an hour. It's an hour of visuals and music. And my upload speed is obviously shit, because it takes all night to upload. I do it like an overnighter. So if you think about my power consumption and the fact that my internet company then throttles me because I keep uploading such big files, it's easily 100 quid for that video. And let's say I've done 20 Discover videos now, and each one cost me 100 quid. So that's £2,000 so far this Discover series has cost me. And I can't monetize them because they're all copyrighted. Every time I upload a video, a King Giz video or Earthless or Tim Impala, every time I upload one, I immediately get an email saying that there's been a copyright claim on my video, and I get advised that adverts will run on that video and all the revenue from the adverts will go to the record company. So if any of you are out there wondering how does he just put a record on and talk over it? How does he do it? Well, the fact is that the band and the record company are getting money from the videos that are running on those, from the adverts that are running on those videos. So if you've watched any of these 20 Discover series and there's been adverts on there, that's nothing to do with me because I haven't monetized them. I can't monetize them. Revenue from those adverts goes to the band and the record label. I've repeated myself there, but I just wanted to get that across. Now, if you, I know this is going on and on now, so only the very faithful will have stuck with this. But think of it this way, right? So my time's the most valuable thing. Malleable? It's malleable as well, I suppose. My time's the most valuable thing. But 2,000 quid easy to do that series. 2,000 quid easy. And the views range from video to video. Some of the King Gizzard videos have got 3,000, 4,000 views. The Tim Impala ones, a couple of them have got quite high views. The first Morbid Angel videos got quite high views. So some have got 3,000, 4,000. Some have got the high hundreds, low hundreds. Let's just round it. Let's just pick a number somewhere. Let's say, on average, they get 2,000 views each. On average. Some have got more, some have got less. But on average, 2,000 views. And I've made 20 of them, right? 40,000 views. So that's 40,000 adverts. And if I was getting the revenue, that would be $1 for every 1,000 views. That's 40,000 views. That's $40. So if I was getting that, I would have spent £2,000. What's that in dollars? What's £2,000 in dollars? That's more. Much more, isn't it? $2,500. Say $2,500 making those videos, and I would have got $40 back. But I don't get that $40. That $40 goes to the bands. So I actually get nothing. So I spent $2,500 and I got nothing. Again, it sounds like a that was better. That was better. Started in the right key. Then we get into this loop, this kind of never-ending cycle where if you moan about something like this, you end up asking yourself why you're doing it. And then you're justifying to yourself all over again the reasons why you're doing something. And then when you think it through, you get back to the moan. So this video's already been really long, but I hope you can understand why some of the smaller channels probably are moaning, even though they make next to nothing. I mean, what YouTube has said is basically, if you have less than 1,000 subscribers and you have less than 4,000 hours being viewed a year, then you're making no money anyway. So what have you got to moan about? And that is completely correct. Because fundamentally, like I say, I've made about $60 off this YouTube thing, which is basically nothing, right? So basically, I keep saying basically, but basically, I've made zero money from YouTube. From a few years and 500 videos of my time and life. I've made no money. But then I never did it for money. I'm not doing it for money. So I'm not really moaning. But then when you start to think it through, it sounds like you're moaning, and then you ask yourself why you're doing it. And the reason it kind of came to a head a little bit was that the Perfect 10 asked me. I kind of said to her, I said, I used to read books. I used to watch telly. I used to listen to music. I used to do so many things, but then I got this YouTube bug. And it's a fad. It is a fad. And we've spoken about that before, how it's a fad. And one day the fad will be over when YouTube kicks all these smaller channels off, and I'll just go back to doing whatever. Writing, reading, whatever. But I was moaning about how I don't have time to do things. And very much like Explosive Notes has said to me before, he said, it's not really, you shouldn't moan about it No one's expecting you to make videos. No one will really... That's the thing with YouTube. No one will really care if you stop making videos. If I stopped making videos today, if this was the last video I ever made, basically no one's going to care. A couple of you might miss me for a day or two. Maybe you'll miss me for 3 days. But you'll all move on. And the world will keep spinning. Which is why it does get annoying when someone says to you, oh, these videos take too much of my time to make. Because you just think, if I heard someone say that, I'd just think, well, don't make them then. Don't make them then, mate. Go and do something more useful with your life. But I find myself kind of being that person. And I said this out loud the other day to the Perfect 10. I just said, I don't have time to do anything anymore. And she said, well, why are you making YouTube videos then? And like I say, it's just a loop. You go round and round. And then I tried to explain to her, I said, I didn't start doing this for the money. But there comes a point where you watch other channels. And there's channels that, like, I'll be honest with you, right? Don't tell anybody else. But there's channels that are worse than, that I consider worse than this one, right? I do. But they've got like tens of thousands of subscribers. And then what happens is you have an inflated sense of yourself and you watch other channels. And I don't just mean the PewDiePies of the world. I mean smaller channels than that. But you watch them constantly talking about how they make an income from YouTube. They earn a living from doing this. There are channels out there that earn a living from doing this. And you watch them and you think, they're not really better than me. But they've got 100,000 subscribers or 200,000 subscribers. And I've got, 1,000. And what happens is, just somewhere in the back of your mind, and it hasn't really got to me, I don't really think like this yet. But just somewhere in the back of your mind, you think, maybe I could make money from this. Maybe I could. Why not? Of course, that is totally unrealistic and it will never happen. But you do think it. You do think it. And the fact that I made $60, what am I trying to get at here? It was a present. Someone like handed you, like, there you go, $60 there for those 500 videos and hours of your life that you gave up. There you go. And it's like, wah, 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 wah. But I was saying to Perfect 10 said to me, how do you make money from this shit that you do? And I said, it's not about YouTube. I've watched Tim Schmoyer and Roberto Blake and all these people, Brian G. Robinson, whatever. I've watched all these people. I watch them continuously. They make the same videos again and again and again and again and again. And they get subscribers and money from it, for making the same video again and again and again. But, they seem like good people. And I was trying to say to the Perfect 10, it's not about YouTube. YouTube's the platform, but you make money from it in other directions. I was saying to her, what I should do is have a Mercurial number 6 t-shirt or a Mercurial number 6 mug and sell it. And on every video, just say, at the end of every video, say, and if you want a Mercurial number 6 t-shirt, please click here. If you want a cup. And I said to her, if I could just sell a t-shirt or a cup on every video that I do, a t-shirt for 10 quid, if I could make 10 quid from every video I do, that's how you start the ball rolling when it comes to money. And then I brought up the real way of making money. I said to her, it's not about sort of free videos and the associated ad revenue. It's about setting up, and I tried to explain this to her, a Patreon account. And she was quite rightly, what's that? And I said, it's a different kind of thing. It's rather than anyone, anywhere being able to watch Mercurial number 6 videos, you say to people, you've got to subscribe to me, but in terms of money, you've got to subscribe to me. And I was trying to explain to her the different way this works. I was saying, once you change your mindset It's not about having hundreds of thousands of subscribers. It's about having a handful of subscribers who care. And I was saying, if every subscriber was to give you, this is what I'm saying to her. This isn't a plea to you guys, because I haven't got a Patreon. I'm just trying to explain, I was trying to explain the process. I said, if you've got 500 subscribers to your Patreon, and your content is good enough that they consider you worthy, you ask them, you say, I'm the Mercurial number 6. We've had a journey together here. I feel like we're friends. And I want to continue being your friend, and I want to continue doing this, but it's hard. I'm trying to justify my time, people. You say something like this, I was saying to her, but you got to get it right. If you can convince those people to give you $1 a month, $1 a month, and you've got 500 subscribers, and they all give you $1 a month. I said to her, and she cottoned on. She went, well, that's $500 a month. Easy, isn't it? Easy math. Easy maths. And I was like, yes, that's the point. And I said, now just up it a little bit. Imagine if you had 1,000 subscribers. Imagine if you had 2,000 subscribers who each want to give you $1. $1. I said, that's how it works. That's how these people are doing it. They're making $2,000 a month. And it's not for doing nothing. Because if you say to, if you were to say to somebody, I would assume, if this was happening to you, and you said to someone, I make $2,000 a month from making videos, it sounds like you're saying you're making $2,000 a month for doing nothing, because people think that making videos is doing nothing. But I've already explained to you. Make this video now, given the length it's got to now, will take me a couple of hours to edit, and then another couple of hours to upload. So basically, that's written tonight off. And I was actually going to do this quickly, and then watch some episodes of Black Mirror. But no, this night is now taken up just with this. And this video won't even be watched by many people. That's the point. So if you were making $2,000 a month, it's not for doing nothing. I've kind of beat around the bush there and gone all over the shop. Tranquilvania did ask for my opinions on the monetization thing, so I just wanted to generally throw stuff out there. So to sum up, these new requirements from YouTube for 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time don't affect me. I also don't think that anyone who has less than 1,000 subscribers should worry too much. What you need to do, and the people who are saying this, like Roberto Blake and all these people, they are right. All you need to do is carry on. Nothing's changed. Nothing should have changed in terms of your motivation. Nothing's changed in terms of my motivation. I've talked a lot about money in this video because that's the whole point of this video, but don't be under any illusions here. I started this channel without any intention of making any money, and I still have no intention of making any money. But anyone who's not in the same boat as me, because they haven't got the 4,000 or the 1,000 whatever, just carry on. If you're good, stuff will happen for you. I think I'm worth more than 1,000 subscribers, but the world doesn't think that. I don't agree with the world, but unfortunately the world will always win out. Sounds like a James Bond film. The world will always win out. So don't worry about it. However, I'm also well aware that YouTube will probably change the goalposts at some point in the future. Maybe a few months' time, maybe a year's time. They're probably going to say, you're going to need 10,000 subscribers and 40,000 hours view time per year. That's likely to happen. And then I'll become... I won't be in my lofty position then of being able to say, well, it's not affecting me. It will affect me. But then, as at the moment, I have videos that... is it monetized? Is it not monetized? I monetize it and it gets demonetized. I get a yellow thing. I get red. I get strikes. I get things. I've got most of my most popular videos are copyright claimed. I mean, my whole channel's a minefield, really, in terms of monetization. But I suppose I am concerned for YouTube's future, for channels like mine. But for the general public, it's probably all a good thing, because the general public don't want this. They want a new YouTube version of Black Mirror. Or some reality show. That's what they want. What YouTube have got to realise is they've got the ultimate reality show. They've got millions of the ultimate reality show because they've got genuine people making genuine videos. Tranquilvania, a long video there, but that's your answer. That's your reply to your question. I've kind of forgotten what my actual reply was there. It was just doing that all the way through. But that's it. That's the Mercurial number 6's opinions on monetization. YouTube monetization. Thank you, my mercenaries. I'm going to go and make a fresh coffee now while I edit this thing for the next 2 hours, 3 hours maybe. And then upload it. By about midnight, it might be uploaded. Over and